Olipop is one of the fastest growing brands in America, and they've done it without blasting discounts like a lot of brands do. So, today I'm going to show you exactly how their email marketing strategy works, from giveaways to seasonal campaigns, all the way to how they mix in retail and why they focus on quality over quantity. I'm also going to share with you the strategies that we're taking from this and applying to our clients at our agency. Okay, so this is how Olipop built a $400 million soda brand without relying on discounts. And one of the first things that you're going to notice is they have done an amazing job with their branding. They go for this kind of retro, nostalgic feel in on their cans. And then they also, on every single can, have a new kind of soda. And it's just a way of positioning themselves away from literally anything else in the market. And they also have pioneered this like better for you soda category. And they have just done an amazing job on branding. We're going to get into that more in just a minute. They focus on quality over quantity with sending about 1.6 emails per week instead of daily blasts like we covered on email with Elf in the last breakdown. They don't really send discounts much. In all of 2025, I have seen them send a 20% off discount once. Other than that, they focus on giveaways and just other content that is going to keep you engaged, like collabs, seasonal campaigns, and stuff like that. And you'll see that they do a very, very good job with seasonal campaigns. So, with their branding, a new kind of soda, like I said, instantly sets them apart from literally anything else in the soda category. And people don't just buy Olipop. They feel good about drinking it. It doesn't feel guilty like a normal soda would. And they also have this nostalgia paired into it. Like I said, with these cans, they have retro fonts, pastel colorways, and just a playful design in general, which makes it fun and feel familiar. It's not like a supplement, and it's not like a normal soda either. And their flavors trigger memories like root beer floats, orange creamsicle. Every email leans into that sort of association. And then the other thing is their emails aren't random promos. They extend the brand every single time. Okay, so we're going to dive deep into all of these emails in the Figma file here in a few, but let's just look at the overview of their campaigns first. They focus on seasonal hooks like nothing I've ever seen before. Everything is tied to summer barbecues, back to school, tailgates, always tied to real life moments. And what they're doing is making you buy for the occasion and not just buy just because. And they do that so well. They also do cultural collabs. They have SpongeBob collabs, Homesick Candle collabs. They've collabed with Roblox, and they just have fun partnerships that really expand their brand as much as possible. They do giveaways instead of discounts, like I talked about. This keeps their margin, builds their list, and feels premium and not desperate. And then omni-channel call to action. So they have in their emails they push to both retail and their online store, so they can catch buyers kind of wherever they're at. If somebody's got like they got a football watch party this weekend and they want the soda now, they can just go to the store and pick up Olipop because in the email there was a call to action to find the closest store near them. So they do that very, very well. And then quality over quantity. Like I said, 1.6 emails a week with a story, personality, and brand value. All right, so let's actually dive inside of these emails. So they're not winging it. Their campaigns clearly follow a system that we can use for our brands and your brand as well. So anchor it to the moment. Tie it to any sort of current event you can, whether that's fall going on right now, whether that's some sort of event that's happening in the world, like the Super Bowl, um, any sort of lifestyle rituals that you can as well. And just frame it with a story. Don't sell soda. Make it part of a bigger narrative, like back to school lunches. Like I said, the barbecues or weekend football parties. Tie it to, in their case, nostalgia, like they often do. And then give multiple ways to act. They often have dual call to action. So if you are in retail, this is especially important to you. Have call to actions to order online or find in store. If somebody wants your product now, it's likely that they will just find it in store and go and get your product. And they don't want to wait on, shipping or just waiting in general. And then sometimes there's other fun ways to interact with their brand. They have call to actions where you can like play, enter giveaways, and things like that, and it's not just tied directly to a sale. They rotate angles very, very well to avoid fatigue, and that plays into their 1.6 emails a week. They do launches, collabs, giveaways, education, and the subscribers really never feel like they're seeing the same email twice. And if they do have similar emails, it's spread apart enough to where the subscribers aren't even going to remember. And then keep it fun. Olipop does this very, very well. They have quirky subject lines, they have playful designs, and they have collabs that expand the brand, like with SpongeBob. I'm also going to attach this Gamma doc in the description below. So I mapped out 51 campaign angles that they have used in 2025. This was every single email that they had sent up to when I created this Gamma doc. And you will just be able to take some of these angles and see which ones you could emulate and use for your own brand. So in the description if you want to take a look at those. Okay, so giveaways instead of discounts. Why is this important? First off, it protects their margin. A limited number of winners costs less than giving up 20% on every single sale. Two, it builds lists and engagement. Everyone gets to play and it drives referrals like crazy. If the giveaway or offer is good enough, people are going to tell their friends to join as well. It creates hype. People love winning more than they love saving. They don't really care about 20% off. They want to win. And then it just strengthens the brand as well. Giveaways feel more premium and fun rather than just discounting your products to try and push a sale. That feels more desperate than a giveaway. And just as a little profit over promos insight, most brands think discounts are the only lever they can pull. Olipop shows that you don't need them, and giveaways not only protect margin, but they build list growth, hype, and that's one way to keep the brand feeling premium and not training people to wait for sales like I see so many brands do. Now we get to touch on one of the things that I think Olipop does better than any other brands, and that is their retail plus direct-to-consumer integration. So they have dual call to actions in almost every email that they have. They have shop now, and then they have find in store. And you'll see it right here. This is a piece of an email. Find Costco near you. And they switch this up. They have different ones with like Walmart and other stores. And then they just have call to actions that aren't to any specific store like Costco. It's to just the general find us page. The next thing is it allows them to meet the buyer wherever they're at. So some people want to stock up the fridge while others just want to grab some drinks on the way to a cookout. By having this dual call to action system, it allows them to catch every sort of buyer that they can. It also drives retail velocity. So more in-store sales equals more leverage with Costco, Whole Foods, Target, and just bigger orders for them there, as well as building credibility. Store logos and retail mentions make Olipop feel mainstream and not niche. If you are showing Costco and Walmart and all of these things in your emails, you feel much more premium. So if you're trying to build a stronger retail presence, mix in a find in store button towards the bottom of your email, or add it to the footer and include it in every single email. That would do good as well. Now, quality over quantity. We've touched on this several times now. They send about 1.6 times per week, focused on making each email unique and significant. There is never a time where people are feeling annoyed that their emails are in their inbox. Not once. So every send has a purpose. It is a product launch. It is a retail push. It's a giveaway. It's a brand story. Every email goes deeper than just sending an email, which is super important. That's going to prevent list fatigue, so subscribers don't tune out like they would if every email feels the same, like some of these brands. They're just sending just to send emails. That is not intentional, and the subscribers can feel that. It also builds anticipation. When an Olipop email finally hits, it feels special. It doesn't feel like it's something that happens every day. And because of the quality of these emails, people are likely to open those emails because they want to see what the angle behind this email is all about. And at the end of the day, it just builds quality touch points that build memory and build trust, which is obviously super important for every type of brand. Okay, so just as a profit over promos insight, like we talked about in the last breakdown, ELF plays the daily volume game while Olipop plays the quality over quantity game. Both approaches can work. The key is to pick the strategy that fits your brand. Do you want to maximize frequency, or do you want to maximize creativity and impact in every single email? Personally, I like to lean towards the creativity and impact side of things. But I think that there could be a good mix in there with sending about 3 to 4 times a week as well, which is what we typically do with our clients. If you want to see the ELF breakdown, that is also included in this doc. You just click here. All right, so what should we steal from Olipop, and how can we apply these things to our brand? So first off, we're going to stop training your list to wait for discounts. Find more creative options like giveaways if you really want to run a promo. Anchor emails to something relevant to them, and don't be sending emails just to send emails. If you're in retail, especially, add a retail call to action. Email isn't just for online sales. It takes up mental space, and it preps people to meet them where they're at when they want to make the buying decision. Quality over quantity. Pick the approach that fits your brand and then commit to it. Every email should build memory and not just push products. All right, so I put together every email that ELF has ever sent all the way up to about a week ago. And we can dive into these and kind of look at these a little bit more. So one thing you'll notice is all of their emails are different, like I said, but they also pick up on what works well and they reuse it. So if we come up here, look at this, March 14th. So this is their St. Patrick's Day email. This must have performed really well because the next year they followed the exact same email and just sent that this time March 14th. So it's okay to reuse content if it works really well, but most of the time we're going to want to be creative and unique. Okay, so let's go over the giveaways and discounts that they've run in 2025 here. So beginning of the year, like I touched on earlier, they did run a 20% off sale for a few weeks. So it looks like they were doing 20% off from about March 16th to April 7th. And the initial way that they did it is vote on what your favorite soda is, basically. And then in turn, for voting on your favorite soda, you get 20% off your next order. And then they kept this 20% off running with introducing it as just a 20% off site-wide with cream soda 20. And then this is where they actually announced what the winner was of this, from this email where people voted. They showed the winner and then gave people 20% off to shop that. And then they kept that going just a little bit longer from the 26th to the 7th. So yeah, they ran that discount for a little while, and then that's really the only time that they've run any big discounts like this from what I've seen and from what they have the rest of the year. So here is a example of one of their collabs also. They have a collab with Hidden Valley Ranch that's actually just a April Fool's joke. Again, fun way to have a collab and just drive some engagement with your brand. And then that is also part of their 20% off. That was a part of these 4 campaigns. From there, though, they get a little bit more creative. So they have this save $3 off with Instacart, save $1 on the orange creamsicle at Target. All right, so here's where things get a little bit more interesting and creative and more interactive with the brand. So if you shop $20 plus on any Olipop flavor at your favorite store, upload a receipt and then submit it, and you basically get $5 back, plus you get entered into a giveaway for a chance to win exclusive Olipop gear. So again, just a fun way to be more interactive with your audience there. And then they keep running that same thing. And then their next little promo that they had was also an enter to win giveaway. They have this other enter to win for a chance to win your Olipop Escape. You plus a friend 3-night stay, July 28th to August 9th. Interesting. Full flavor giveaway, spin to win, enter to win, play to win, enter the giveaway. So you can see they started in the past, they've done a lot of these more discount heavy promos, but now they're transitioning into giveaways that feel more premium. And if we look at the end of last year, they were running sales. They had some enter to wins here, but then obviously during Black Friday and stuff like that, totally okay to run, big discounts. Of course, it's Black Friday. You want to capitalize on that. So they have 30% off for most of this time. And then they have a holiday giveaway in there. And then they do 20% off in December. Not the best Black Friday strategy, to be honest. Am going to create a video very, very soon going over what the Black Friday strategy for 2025 is looking like and what you should do with your brand. Just running one offer all the way through Black Friday, Cyber Monday is not the most optimal strategy. But more on that coming soon. Let's look at some of their holiday angles. So they have the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, March Madness, more March Madness, spring, summer, Father's Day, Halloween. You can see how they just tie to as many seasonal events as they can. And let's just look at like this. This is all of the emails that they've sent in 2025 up to about September 1st. This is not a lot of emails. They have collabs with people here. Here's like an NFL player and a bunch of other well-known people. They went pretty hard on this back to school angle. Too good to trade. This is a very good angle here. Too cool for school. Also with a giveaway. So the takeaway here is have fun with your emails, get creative, and don't just do what everybody else is doing by sending emails just to send emails. Be intentional, be creative, and make it fun. Okay, so if you want this swipe file with every email that Olipop has ever sent, it's free and it's in the description, as well as the Gamma doc that we went over in this video. You want to build a system like this for your brand, and that's exactly what we do at Profit Over Promos. We help founders escape discount dependency, drive retention, and scale profit first. So book a call with me down below and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. And that's the video. I hope it was helpful. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, grab the giveaway, and let me know what video I should create next.